you said yes, you disagree that OnlyFans is immoral and not good.
Okay, I feel like in a capitalistic society, I don't feel like it's worse than any other job. If anyone in here has been a waitress or a waiter, and yes, no, you're being paid like by your job for your body. They wouldn't hire you if you didn't have the legs, the limbs, the arms, be able to move. The only difference between OnlyFans and what a waitress is doing is that I'm wearing less clothes and making more money. You're just working for someone else and wearing more clothes. And I feel like you're being paid for your body regardless. Like if you're out and you're waitressing, like people are gonna tip you because if you look good, like girls make more tips than guys. Like they're sexualizing you already. Mm-hmm. It's just I am hiding in my house behind a screen, and this is happening to people in real time, and like in their face. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're honestly safer.
I'm gonna have Brandon. Do you have a response on this or?
So wait, you think waiters and waitresses are prostitutes?
I disagree.
Would you say someone that does OnlyFans is a prostitute?
Yeah.
Because the definition of a prostitute is someone who has sex with someone for money.
Too, that term?
Person that does OnlyFans does not get paid to have sex with people. Yes, some people that do OnlyFans are prostitutes. I am not one of them. I do not include myself in that. That is their own personal business. But the definition of a prostitute is getting paid for sexual activity.
How do you know the definition if you've never done it?
The definition of a prostitute
Can I ask you that?
is a person in particular.
How do you know the definition of prostitute if you've never done it?
Stop for 1 second. The definition of a prostitute is a person, in particular a woman, who engages in sexual activity for payment, not that they're having sex for payment, sexual activity for payment. Now, do you want me to tell you why that has to be the case? Because if we were to use such a loose definition as you gave for what is a prostitute, we'd have to include all sorts of things which clearly are not prostitutes. But we would also have to include things which you would clearly say are prostitution. Like, for instance, if a man paid you to go up into his room and masturbate in front of him, while he was masturbating reciprocally, and you guys never touched each other, you're saying that that's not prostitution?
I mean, I would say, if it aligns with the definition of prostitution, then it's prostitution.
No, I'm just asking from your definition, whatever you think it is. Don't you agree that if a woman is paid to go up to a man's room and masturbate in front of him while he masturbates reciprocally, and then he pays her for doing that, that's prostitution?
Yes.
I mean, yes, it's in person.
Hang on. Let her answer.
It's in person. I would say yes.
What's the difference then when you do it on a camera instead?
That's the whole difference, is that it's on a camera, not in person.
He's paying you via virtual, right?
Yes, virtually.
That's it. Hang on. He's doing the exact same thing. Rather than handing you the cash for the same exact activity, he's just giving it to you through an online wallet. It's the same exact thing. It's literally the same thing. There's no difference at all.
Okay.
So do you have a problem with people calling you that? Like if somebody were to call you that, even if they weren't throwing it in your face?
I mean, people, I don't care. Honestly, I don't give a fuck what people say. People are going to have their own opinions about me and what I do for a job, and I'll have my own opinions about what I do for a job. Everyone has their own moral compass and their own ideas of what's right and what's wrong. For me, if you guys decide to sit here and call me a prostitute for what I do for a job, it has nothing to do with me because you guys aren't the one that's making me money.
Well, let's get back to the actual original disagreement that you had, which was, one sec, I'm getting this pulled up. OnlyFans being immoral and not good, right? Mm-hmm. So we're talking about definitions of prostitution. Do you think OnlyFans is immoral?
I do think OnlyFans is immoral, but at the same time, I'm really interested in you because it seems like you do have a moral compass in terms of you wouldn't go so far as to be what you call a prostitute, correct? As in, it sounds almost like you think that prostitution is worse than what you're doing.
I mean, I wouldn't say, personally for me, I would never do it. But see, that's my own personal opinion. I personally think it's worse. Someone that does prostitution might think OnlyFans is worse. It just really depends on how you see things. Like, for me, I would never do that. I don't know about everyone else.
Sometimes we don't have a choice. So just saying that, putting that out there.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're not given a choice, and we sign a contract.
Are you pro
I mean,
OnlyFans because it gives the creators
Well,
a choice?
You can breach
I
the
started out in
contract.
OnlyFans, but I didn't end up there.
Wait, you sign? Wait, I'm just trying to understand. Do you sign a contract like people?
I started out in OnlyFans, and I didn't even do nude. And then, things happen with people in loading rooms, and you start taking stuff off for people.
Isn't that ST?
Why are you crying?
Because you don't always choose what you do. You end up there in certain ways. And you don't realize it until it's there. Like
You didn't
sometimes you
end
don't
up
have a
doing porn
choice.
because you chose it.
No, sometimes you end up on the internet on sites without your consent. That's what.
Yeah, I get that. I get that bad things can happen, but like you did choose to go into porn.
Oh yeah, and I very much accept it, but I don't encourage it. I don't promote my OnlyFans
Yeah, no, I get it, but I don't understand why you're crying exactly.
because it's
What are you
like
crying for?
it's so materialistic. Like I don't want to hurt people, so like I don't want my porn to hurt people. So it's like I didn't look at like that before, how porn affects people, and I didn't know like it can hurt people. That I don't want to do it anymore.
So then stop doing it.
Well, no, if I stop doing it, then I can't help the industry do something about it.
Wait, you have to do porn, or you can't help the porn industry.
No matter
something
what,
about
once you do porn, it's like you said, it just said it's life. That's life. So you have to accept it and do what you can.
But you don't think there's any chance for salvation?
You're always viewed as
afterwards,
something that you
or-
walk in a room, you're bought. Well, anyways. And so when you say prostitute or whatever, like I'm just spit on and called prostitute. And I didn't know, like I don't consider myself
Well,
prostitute. I pay taxes.
Well, how can you not be? Like you're engaging in sexual intercourse for money. Like
Yeah, but that's why I don't have a boyfriend. I never agreed to. You make sacrifices if you're really into what you're doing. You make sacrifices and you agree that you're going to be alone. That's what you choose. You chose that. You would take accountability for it.
But why would you cry about it?
Because it's hurtful.
Like it is the case. It is factually the case that you are engaging.
It's hurtful.
in
Yeah, don't
prostitution.
accept me, okay?
Why is it hurtful? Why do you do it then?
It's hurtful because I made a choice when
Unmake that choice. Unmake it. Just stop.
You
doing it.
can't. You end up on the floor after 15 shots under clothes and vomit. That's what you end up.
Yeah, don't do that. That sounds awful. Stop doing that. Like,
But maybe we should stop some of these people that cheat these girls into that business and get them there and traffic
who's disputing
them.
that?
For sure.
Traffic.
I
Okay,
don't,
So
I don't
clearly,
think
clearly-
there's some kind of trauma that she's been through. That's why she's so emotional. That's why she's crying. That's why I come in as a manager and I keep weirdos from getting to girls and taking advantage of them. That's where I come in because
so
I
that's
prevent
part of
that
your
type
job?
of shit. Yes.
Oh, I didn't even realize.
Yes, I on set, on music videos, there's guys that try to get girls drunk, try to give them
on music
drugs.
videos, okay.
I'm
But not
the
with
middle
not
person.
with OnlyFans. You don't
I've
like
never managed.
manage.
I've had men ask me. I've had girls ask me to manage their OnlyFans. I don't touch that shit. You know why? Because that's not something I want to be around. She's clearly gone through some shit. She's clearly gone through some drama. If she's crying, it's because she already hit that point where it gets ugly.
well, forgive me if I don't just believe every woman who cries because.
Well,
they're
I mean, you
crying.
need to read between the
Like,
lines.
forgive
I can
me-
show you
forgive me
proof,
for
I can
just
show you
not
evidence, but it can't
instantly
be-
believing you because the waterworks turns on. But as you may know, after having talked to thousands upon thousands of women, they also use waterworks for the purpose of manipulation. I'm not being mean. I'm just asking her
Oh.
various questions about what it is she's upset about. Also, they don't need your help. It's not necessary. I can definitely have this conversation. So I'm just wondering, like, if we can go back to it. I don't actually understand what it is that you're trying to convey, what you're upset about, why this is such a triggering event to discuss for you.
Me.
Yeah.
Because it occupies every moment of your life.
You mean being in the
You
porn
become
industry?
there and you can't undo anything. You can only, that's how you're looked at. You get that. Like I might take my car in to get my brakes fixed and they're like, they quote me and they charge me double. And then they're like, because of what you do. That's
I
why
ask
we
you a
charge you
question?
double.
What?
Can I ask a question?
Somebody charges
wait.
you double?
They charge you double?
Yeah, so I had my brakes done on my Saab, and he had to burn it off the caliper. It took him extra time, and then the wife is like, "Well, because of what you do, you can afford it." And this is my own small town of 100 people.
That doesn't mean that you got charged double.
I did.
for what
I
it is
paid-
that
I
they
paid
were
double,
doing.
so-
Because the wife made a joke. That doesn't mean
No,
that
it
you
was
got
in.
charged double.
They charged me double. It was on the receipt, and I have the receipt. But
Yeah,
this
did they
happened
charge-
years
wait.
ago, so it doesn't matter.
Wait, they put on the receipt, we're charging you double because you're in corn?
They told me that in person, though.
I have a question. This is a genuine question. I'm not trying to come at you, but like, what is genuinely stopping you from if it's upsetting you to be in the industry?
It doesn't.
Oh well, then
You can't
that's what I
undo
thought.
it. What other choice do you
So
have?
what's stopping you? Because
What?
there are resources to like get out of it, and there are ways to get out
And
of
you
it.
haven't
I
think
know
I
it's,
haven't?
I know it's hard, but like,
Well, you haven't think I haven't done things? No, I went
No,
back
that's why
to it
I'm asking
because that's
why.
what empowered me then.
so I'm asking
go
you,
back to it,
What
not give
specific?
up.
But what specifically like makes you go back to it?
Because sometimes we don't have that straight to recognize what is the real problem we have in the moment. That is the point right now. What is
Yeah.
they talking about?
What I'm saying
I'm
is
proud of my work in porn, okay?
No, but I'm saying, is it like a financial thing? Is it like
No, it's
a
not
mental
financial.
thing?
I
Is
don't even discuss rates anymore. I don't even show up. I don't know what I'm making, right? I go there because I will follow through with what I agree to do.
So you can afford to pay double.
Yeah, I mean, like it's like okay, I'm gonna sign this contract. Okay, that's for life, and you dig a grave. That is like, well, if you just walk away, you're gonna die now. No, just keep. You have to keep going, and you can maybe find a way through it, and maybe make that burden less on other people.
Wait, if
and
you
start helping
breach your
yourself through it.
contract, they're gonna.
You're in
they're
it
gonna
for
keep-
I'm
life.
not in a contract, but I'm saying that in life, it's terms of like your life, right? Okay, so once you do porn, okay, now you're a sex offender. Now you're this or that, right? So it's like, because of all this stuff. So,
So what you're saying is I should stay on a white and blue page.
I don't know what a white and blue page is.
Like OnlyFans.
Oh, well, that's somebody else owns that, so somebody else owns part of you. So
Have you
Do you
ever
have
thought about
anything to say
managing
about
girls?
that?
Comments. I'm no speaking on that.
So do you guys? Yeah, you don't see it as a slippery slope at all. You think that
I shouldn't
you'll be
make a
able to
white couch
stick to what
video.
you're doing for the rest of your life?
I mean,
sad.
not for the rest of my life. It's obviously not something I want to do
obviously so
forever. But I
perfect.
don't.
Some of you guys are so perfect.
I don't see it as she is.
If I'm
Going
uncomfortable
through
with
it.
something, then I'm not gonna do it. I'm comfortable with the level I'm at right now, and
respect that.
See, that's what I'm just a little confused.
Some of us didn't have boundaries. We didn't know things, right? We ended up in front of the camera. We're doing things to please our bosses and do what they want us to do, and then
and
we
that's
start
not
pushing
okay
it
for them
too
to
far.
do. I understand what you're saying, and that's not okay for them to
And
do.
they do it over and over again.
I understand that. I'm just asking, like,
So maybe I can help protect girls from getting into that world with those people.
It seems like what she's saying is
It's dangerous.
the issue
Don't go
is
into it.
like having a good role model for women. Don't you guys think that that's true? Like, don't you think that somebody who's encouraging people not to go into this, whether it's not to go into it that far or just to even do things in general like that you guys are doing? Because I remember you mentioned earlier on the podcast, like you were talking about Nicki Minaj and like Kim Kardashian. You really look at these people as idols.
Body-wise.
You have a lot of, but do you have a lot of respect for like who they are as a person?
no, I just like the way they look.
Very interesting.
Wait, I have a lot of
Okay.
respect for
And,
Kim
like, I have a
Kardashian.
lot
She
of
made a whole
respect for
empire
Nicki
out of a sex
Minaj.
tape.
Okay,
That's
okay.
wild.
So you guys see them as like good female role models. Like if you had daughters, you would say, I want you to go watch Kim Kardashian's life and replicate that.
yes.
I mean, she worked hard, and she is where she's at right now.
Don't you want your kids to have individuality and make their own choice of right and wrong?
Yeah, of course. And like, I dropped my OF when I was actively still in high school. In
Wasn't
my
there-
small
Wait, you were 18
town of
though,
Ohio.
right?
Yeah, I was 18.
Okay.
Like, but yeah. No, I was 18. But like, I've never ever done anything past my comfort zone. And like, so I started getting like traction on social media when I was 15. And the OF comments have always been there since I was like 15, because I've always like kind of had like a chest.
Yeah.
So they were like, oh, like, do yeah, it's kind of like, could be gross, but they were like, it is kind of gross, They were like, oh, do OF, do OF, do OF.
Excuse me? That's fucking disgusting.
Yeah. And I didn't even know what it was. And I was like, I'm not going to do it.
Did you have Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I had no
continue.
clue what it was. Like, I've always just been like, la, 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 like super innocent. Like, my body count's literally 1. Like, I had no clue. And then when I was 17.
Yeah, you had no idea, huh?
No. Like, word to my mother, I did not know what it was.
No.
And then I was 17, and I was like, in my math class, and I was like, I have no clue. Like, I'm not the smartest. I was like, I'm not going to go to college. Like, what the hell am I going to do with my life? And I was like, all these girls are making like a lot of money. What should I do? My comments are saying this one thing. What should I do? So I did some research, and I was like, you don't have to take it that far. I can like stand my ground, and I can do what I want to do. So like whenever like I like will message these guys, and if they'll like text me and they'll be like, hey, I want you to do like this, this, and this, and I will literally just be like, I'm not doing this.
That's just heartbreaking.
Wait,
That's heartbreaking. It sounds like social media like destroyed you.
You have a choice now, you know.
Because if there were men telling you, hey, start an OF on your Instagram, and then you just like listened to what they had to say, and you just went right into it.
I gotta get into some chats.
Go ahead.
Finish. Go ahead, finish. I thought you were.
Yeah,
I
but
thought
like
you
if
were
you
gonna-
get
I thought
a
you
like
were
a
gonna-
custom request, you don't
Wait, hold
have to
on.
do
Do
it.
you want to finish your point?
No,
I didn't mean to cut you off.
it's fascinating to me that you went from not even knowing what it was to being like, okay, this is how I'm gonna make money. Like you don't see other routes of going about that. Or?
I could have done like TikTok Shop does amazing, but
You
also
could have been an engineer.
I would like to chime in.
You could have been
but
a brain surgeon or a rocket
yes, but
scientist.
also like
And you
I
could still
love-
be.
Yeah, I could.
She still could.
I could go
Yeah.
back.
Dude,
I've always wanted to be a lawyer.
Like,
I
why
love
do you
arguing.
believe this, though?
Well, why don't you become a lawyer?
Guess what? Kim K
Why
years
do you-
later
like,
did that.
why do you
but you
actually
need
believe her when she's
money
like,
to do
"Oh,
stuff like
I
that.
was so innocent. I
don't
no
have that
idea.
money to do that. I
Like,
can
why do you
build a
believe
business
that?
School is
in a
expensive.
couple
Wait,
years.
guys, I do have to move things on here a little bit. Kevin Albanez says, hello, everyone. OnlyFans, porn, and even social media needs to be banned. It's corrupted our society, both men and women. I'll be the first in line to admit it. Kevin, thank you for the very generous super chat, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Agreed.
And
Hang on,
then-
Brian, I did want to say very
Ban
briefly
us.
Sure.
before you move on.
Go ahead.
To the gentleman there, like, you shouldn't believe this. Like, this is obvious bullshit, right? So the women like this will do this all the time. They'll be like, oh my God, I was perfectly innocent. I had an angelic halo. It was over my head. I was born with cherub wings. And then the evil men came and fucking corrupted me. Oh my God, it was awful. Like, they're full of shit, bro. Full of shit. She did. Oh, I didn't know. I had no idea. Then I looked into it and went, oh, this sounds like a great idea. Yeah,
No, I
fucking right.
seriously
Like,
didn't.
nobody believes that shit. Nobody believes that shit.
No, I seriously didn't. Like, no one even talks about it in Ohio. Like, everyone in my school doesn't even, like, they did not think I was going to do it.
What
or
did your
anything.
parents think of it?
My parents, they, like, fully support it because I also have epilepsy, so I can't drive. I'm going...
What?
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, I'm going to be 19, and I cannot drive a car.
Hold on. Your
Is that why you
parents
relate?
support it because you have epilepsy.
Yes, because listen, what... Okay, wait.
It's hard to work when you have. My mom has epilepsy.
It's hard to work. You cannot work a certain job. Like, my whole entire, like, I would have a seizure. You cannot retain information. It wipes my memory away. So, like, I have several health
Do you
conditions.
take medication?
Yes,
for-
daily.
What are your other
I can
health
show you, like, my
conditions?
narcotics. Like, if I were to have a seizure
Okay.
right now, you would put it in my nose.
I put it in.
Yeah,
your
my
nose.
brother.
Yeah.
My brother's
I
an
probably should have
epileptic.
told you of this if I were to have a
My
seizure.
brother's an
Yeah.
epileptic. He worked as a mechanic, literally welding, doing things like
Okay,
this.
when was
right?
his last seizure? Can I ask you?
He has them all the time.
All the time.
Wait,
And
so
he's working with heavy machinery.
Can you drive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My bestie has
You know
seizures.
what?
Her license
think
was
it
just
depends
he
when you had
shouldn't be
your
driving.
most-
'cause
Yeah, it's when you had your most recent one because
Yeah,
my
you
mom
can
just
have a
had
seizure.
one.
Are you gonna have a seizure on the show?
No.
If you had a seizure, would you just wake up and
I'm-
just forget that you ever started
Yeah.
an OnlyFans?
Do you fall forward or backwards
No, it
when you
really
have a
like
seizure?
I like fall like
Do you
this.
slump?
Yeah, like I
Here,
fall and I
push your
start
drink.
shaking.
Push the drink to the center. of the
Guys,
table.
I'm 3 months seizure free. I'm about to be able to
What-
drive. You
what
have to be like
trigger-
6
does something
months.
trigger it?
It's like different, like lack of
flashing
sleep,
lights?
flashing lights. It's like
You
if
get
stress.
auras?
No,
You
I
get
get like
auras?
a really bad headache, and then like sometimes
What are
have,
your
like
other
auras.
health issues?
I have POTS, which is I got completely
Cute.
nerfed. It's like a
Yeah.
heart condition.
Yeah.
So then I have also Oh my God, I
Yeah,
almost
POTS is
cursed.
pretty horrible.
Yep.
Yeah. So I get super sleepy, and then I have to take salt tablets. Like I'm completely
Yeah.
nerfed. So then also I have Raynaud's, which is an autoimmune disease.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Well,
And-
most of these are autoimmune related, right? POTS is generally autoimmune related. Like, aren't most of these autoimmune related?
No.
Even seizures have been linked to autoimmune disease.
Epilepsy is
cool.
like my brain. POTS is due to
your
my
neurology.
heart.
Andrew, are you okay?
Yeah.
Andrew, are you okay with a woman who has POTS and Raynaud's and seizures? Do we give
That's
a
out of her
little?
control.
Do we give a bit of quarter?
I was also in
Do
a
we
wheelchair
give
in third
quarter
grade.
to a woman?
You can manage. Look, most people who have these conditions
For a whole year.
manage them without taking their clothes off for money. I'm sorry to be the bearer of
I have
bad
a
news here.
question.
Like, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but almost everybody who has these conditions doesn't have to take their clothes off for money. I'm just pointing this out.
Just pointing it out. What's your
I
question?
have
Go
a
ahead.
question.